What is up, everyone on YouTube? It is NDriver KG, and I'm just going to give a little bit of a updated video on brake boosting. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, that is if you're rolling and you happen to get on the brake and you apply a little gas, you give it a little bit of both, feather it, and then you get a nice boost in whenever you want to go. Something like this. Alright, the first time I did this, I was in the DCT car. That was an intake, downpipe, and water meth injection. And that was a DCT. Again, this is a 6-speed manual. So I'm going to show that you can do it in both the DCT and the manual. This car has a downpipe, main tech, catless. Also, it has water meth injection, N75 tuned on a custom tune. This is a second revision test tune, so just testing this one out. And then we have the forged cold pipe, the charge pipe, if you will. So those are the mods for this, and really, honestly, it's no different from the other car. So I'll show you guys a little bit on how to do that after I make this turn. I'm gonna keep the window up for this one. So what you're going to want to do, make sure your RPMs are a little higher than 3,000. That's the number one thing, because usually these cars aren't going to be making full boost at around 25, 3,000. You want to be at around over 3,000, like 3,500, a little bit better than that. So for this, I'm usually at a 60. So let's just call it a 60 roll, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to get up to speed, but you know what? Let's do it in second. So second, you see we're at about 43, 44. So what you're going to do, pay attention to the brake press right here in my throttle. I'm going to go in on both. Ooh, that was a little violent. Alright, so what we did there was we went in on the brake. I'm going to try and hold it. Let's see how long I can hold it, because you want to do it about a second to 2 seconds before you're about to take off. You got to remember that. So again, we'll do it at a little higher, but you want to try and get to 20 if you're tuned, and if you're not tuned, you want to see whatever your max is. So here we go. I'm gonna do it again. I'm giving some brake, 15 bar. You hear it? You hear that? And then you let off, and then you go. So all you're going to do is try and feather that brake a little bit, and as you feather in the brake and you feel like you're braking, you want to give more gas. So you want it to be like at a standstill. You want it to be and hold a certain speed. So if you're doing that 50 roll, you want to make sure you hold at that 50, but then also try and hold your boost, which is going to tell you your turbo PSI wherever you choose to have it. Now, I know some people say like, okay, NDriver, I can't do that on mines. The thing is, some cars that have the, I believe it's the blow-off valve, some cars are not going to be able to do it. But in my experience here, most of the DCTs that I've driven, most of the manuals that I've driven about 3 of them now, they've all been able to do it. So all it is about feathering it. You have to find the sweet spot. It's going to take a while, but once you get it, you got it and you're good. trust me. And then you can go out there handing out Gapplebees. It gives you that good jump that you need in some of these races of, like, say, cars that have like a really good torque number. So if not, then you're not going to be able to really get the proper jump that you need, because these cars do shine on the top end. On the lower end, they're not the best, but you want to max out your performance, and it's all about the driver mod. So again, give it some brake, you'll hear that, and then you let off. And you let it rip. So I'm not sure if you caught that. I'll try it again when we got a little bit more to go. But it's violent. It will put you back in the seat, and that's the fun part. Now, will you go through some of your brakes? As time goes on, you're definitely going to be going through your brakes a little bit more than you would, because at the same time you're trying to stop it while it's going. But as long as you're not doing it for a long period of time, like you're like in it for 10 full seconds, the person didn't go, you didn't go. No, when you hear that first beep, or you're about to beep, that's when you want to hold it. That's exactly when you want to hold it. And then as soon as you're ready to go, you let off. It's like almost like your launch control. So right after that, that's the sweet spot for that. So again, in my experience, every Elantra in that I've been in, and I've been in a good amount, they've all been able to brake boost. So I don't think it's anything to do with the car. It might be more so the blow-off valve itself. But go out there and practice a little bit. Practice it. See what the sweet spot is. It's looking like for my car, every car is going to be a little bit different because your brake life is somewhere different. See, this car only has 4,000 miles. And I've been to a few different track days or run nights, if you will. And, you know, these brakes are the stock brakes. I'm not really a fan of them. They do pick up a lot of brake dust. So, just missed the light, just like that. You see how people do here. But, again, these are stock brakes. I will be throwing on the EBC red stuff. That is some of the best stuff that I've seen, especially for the money, 130 bucks. And those are able to brake boost without a problem. Those are 130 bucks. Like I said, it's called EBC red stuff, and it gives you excellent stopping power. And I barely get any brake dust, which is amazing, especially coming from this one. So with that being said, I'm going to drop in a few more clips of brake boosting, and hopefully you guys could get it. And even if you're not in an Elantra N, if you're in a Veloster, if you're in a Kona, this is going to work for you. I've driven many Veloster Ns. I've driven one Kona N, and you're able to do it. Even my friend, shout out to him, he picked up a black Kona N, and he's brake boosting. The first night that he broke his car in, he was able to brake boost it, and we were just seeing where his car is, and he was able to brake boost against me, which is nice to see. Like, I'm like, hey, if you can get this, you got it. And he got it, and he did good. So again, this can make a big difference in the race, because if you just mash on it, no matter if you got the manual or the DCT, there is a little bit of lag, and these cars don't make that much down low. But as long as you got that nice push, you're able to go and you get high up in those RPMs, man, these cars are hard to beat. These are very hard to beat. So, like I said, hope you guys learned a little something. I'll try and get some more clips of it for you, and just go practice it. Even if it starts to fall on his face, you need to give more gas. That means you're not giving enough gas and you're giving too much brake. So, alright, so say getting up to speed, third gear is magic gear. That's when the magic happens. You gotta be ready for that shift. It comes up, you're about to go, you're brake boosting. Pay attention to your brake boost. Here come the shift. Nasty. There you go. And that's your race. That's your race. Holy crap, we went all over the place with that one. Here's a truck. Again, one more time. You're getting up to 60. Hold it. There it is. Go. There she is. And you're pulling. You're pulling. All right, guys. We got the draggy right here. We got the race box, waiting for the race box to hook up. And we're going to try for this 60 to 130. Here we go.